Okay, guys, so I'm super happy with, everything that we have, the full arrangement, all the elements that we got. So now it's time, to give it some final touches so it can sound a little bit, better when you play it in different, speakers. And, we want it not to be clipping on the master, so, you don't have no distortion. Maybe level some of the, elements that we have a little bit better, so it's a lot more balanced. So let's go ahead. So first of all, what I would do is just select all of the channels one through, the final track would be the drum stem, drum group. And let's just lower this, let's say 2 dBs, just in case. And now from here on, we can start probably raising, more of the levels. So let's go over here to the master track, and let's add a limiter. And this, help us not to have this section over here, which would be the master, volume, to be clipping. So to give you an example, for sure, this is gonna be playing and start to get a lot of, red along this area, and that's something that we don't want. So let's play it. And you see over here to the right how red it starts to just get. So we don't want that. So we want to add a limiter. You can have like a limiter coming from, straight from over here on Ableton, which will have like a basic one. I really like to use a plugin for this from Isotope called Ozone, Ozone 9. And this one is cool because it gives you different, presets of, depending on the genre or the type of sound that you're looking for, you will have a lot of options over here, genre specific mastering, all purpose mastering. But to keep it a little bit simple, because I like the sound of what we have, I don't want to like change it too much or for it to be too drastic. We'll go to this option over here, the maximizer. And right now the threshold, would be, way down. For some songs that could work. For me, I just want to turn it over onto a 0 and start to see how much of a ceiling I want on those volumes, because the lower this gets, the more squashed, your mix starts to sound. So let's play it all the way in 0, just so you can have an idea of what it would sound if we start like going down on the threshold. So first of all, now you see we don't have that clipping, that red, those red lines over here. So that's a good thing. So for now, let's take this, because this probably takes a little bit out of, the attack on, certain aspects of, maybe the drums. But let's start like going down over here so you can tell the difference on, how squashed, the compression could be on all of your sounds. So you see it starts getting a little bit too much, like everything just starts to get a lot more squashed, and, it sounds weird. So I want to add a little bit of this, but not too much, so it can have a little bit of more volume. So I think negative, 0.8 dB would be, the way to go over here. So now it's just, let's go and make sure that the levels are right. Drums, percussion, bass. Let's get rid of these, tracks over here that we didn't end up using. So let's, delete this over here. Do we have any more tracks like that? This one doesn't do anything. Just take it out. Just cleaning up everything. And now let's start playing. I think the 808 could probably be a little bit lower in volume so it doesn't distort or take too much, out of the mix. So let's play it over here. So I think that sounds a little bit better. I think the vocals could be higher, so let's play around with that. So I think that sounds better. You get to hear the vocals a lot more. I think we're good with some of the elements over here. The drums, I think, are in a good, place in terms of volume. I really like for the drums to be, a lot more present. Maybe for your style or for what you're doing, you want them a little bit, lower, a little bit more tucked in. But that's all depending on your style, what you're looking for. So for me, I think for my style and what I'm doing, I think I like the levels that we have on the drums. Let's listen to this main chord. Maybe could be lower or higher. I think it's good where it is. Let's listen to the intro. Baby, no vuelvo a caer. Yo soy como un perro fiel, solo para que está por mí. Ya me estaba olvidando de ti. So I think that is good. Something that I wanted to check was the level on this melody that comes in over here. So I think we were good with this, the volumes on these, different elements that we have. I think everything is sounding in its place. Everything is, where it's supposed to be. Nothing is really competing or canceling, the frequencies of other stuff. But, depending on what you're doing, what you're looking for, maybe your bass needs to be higher. Maybe your acapella could be, a lot, brighter or different. It just depends on your style, what the song is inspiring you to do. But, over here you have, the basic elements, things that could probably help you develop and come up with an amazing, finish and, full track. And that would be, the amazing part to just have something you can play all the way through and just listen to a complete song. Let's play it. Baby, no vuelvo a caer. Yo soy como un perro fiel, solo para que está por mí. Ya me estaba olvidando de ti. Pero me tira pa' inventar, me va a calentar, Sabes que me gusta quemar, me va a calentar si vienes. Baby, me tira pa' inventar, no va a aparentar, tú la tienes. Quieres que yo te haga tiempo. Si estuviera en casa te diría cielo, pero de madrugada me tiras un dímelo. Dicen que ahora estás libre como un titero. No te puedes chingar su dinero. Sé que en la noche un polvo te hace falta, y aunque trabajas los lunes, baby, tú quieres que te lleve a la playa, pa' que no nos vayan tranquilo una guagua, me voy pa' después pa' allá que haya del agua, dice que así es que manda, quieres volver, pero parece como decía ya bien, alejándome, sin ti me iba de lo más bien. Un polvo te hace falta, y aunque trabajas los lunes, baby, tú quieres que te lleve a la playa, pa' que no nos vayan tranquilo una guagua, me voy pa' después pa' allá que haya del agua, dice que así es que manda, quieres volver, pero parece como decía ya bien, alejándome, sin ti me iba de lo más bien. Pero si tiras pa' inventar, me voy a calentar, Sabes que me gusta quemar, me voy a calentar, si vienes. Baby, me tiras pa' inventar, me voy a aparentar, tú la tienes, Llámale pa' irnos adentro. Okay, guys, so now it's your turn to go ahead and finish your song. Go back, go and make an arrangement for your song, the different sections. How I did over here, we had already, an intro, a first verse, and a hook. But for the second verse, we didn't really have anything. So a good idea to start, coming up with a second verse is maybe, it's kind of doing an option B of the first verse where we would probably come up with, a different moment within it. Just maybe take something out, maybe add something different, maybe play around with, different effects. And now you can have a different moment. It's not listening exactly to the same thing over and over again, but creating a different vibe and a different moment that could probably inspire, the songwriter or the artist to come up with something different. So just go ahead, also add the finishing touches, add your limiters, add your EQs, compression, level every sound for it to sound, exactly where you need it to be. Put those drums, to sound present, maybe add a little bit more bass, maybe take a little bit down on the melodies, and just give those finishing touches to add, to your final song.